Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Ethan, and this is Roster United mini episode 13. So today, just so we can speed up, reviewing all these characters, we still got a few more on the hero side. So today, I was wondering, well, you know what? Let's go in depth with 3 heroes today. Yes, you heard it right. 3 heroes today, a triple header. We got Yondu, we got Falcon, and we also have, last but not least, Nova today for our mini podcast. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. This is, of course, Roster United. Again, mini episode 13, in depth, presented by the Mully Cast Company. Anyway, without further ado, let us begin, shall we? Let's go out with Yondu here. Yondu, he has 4 moves. That's okay. He's got 7 hits, 3 heroics, and 3 wilds. Interesting. So, just looking here at his symbols, he's got really good hits. Moves, it's not really that bad. 4 moves with 7 hits. And all of my, I can't really say years, with all of my months of playing or experience playing with this game, 7 hits and 4 moves is not all that bad. Of course, I would like, 5 moves and 7 hits. That is much better. But hey, you know what? For Yondu and for what he does, it's not that bad. He does also have 6 out of 12 2-symbol cards, which is really nice. 50% of the cards are 2-symbol, meaning basically that a card has 2 symbols. It could be a move a hit, hit, heroic hit, so on. There's many combinations. But that usually helps yourself and the next. It also helps the next teammate or the next character playing in the game. Just get you could just do so much more stuff with those 2 symbol cards, and 6 out of 12 cards is honestly really, really good. Again, 50% of the cards you're gonna have 2 symbols, so that is really good. But yes, before I do count on, before I count the abilities that Yondu has, I wrote down this note. Yondu does have 1 card that has no symbols. Usually in Marvel United and probably X-Men United, almost all of the characters have a symbol. At least 1 or 2 symbols at most in a card. Yondu has a card that has 0 symbols. I have seen a few characters with 0 symbols, and they're usually not good. But what about Yondu? Well, before I say anything to sum it up, we still haven't seen his abilities, so let's go take a look at that right now. He's got the Turncoat, which says you may turn each heroic, or excuse, hero. Well, you may turn each civilian into a thug, and each thug into a heroic in your location. Now, why is that helpful? Well, sometimes you could have cleared already one of the mission cards. You probably already cleared 9 heroics, but there's not a lot of thugs in the board. So what you can do with Yondu is you can go to a location that has lots of heroics and turn them into thugs, and that is really helpful, especially in those occasions where you need thugs out on the board or civilians. Yondu's power can do both. That is really, really good. He also has Yaka Arrow Flurry. I hope I'm saying that right. But it says here, deal 3 damage split as you like in your and adjacent locations. So you can deal 3 damage however you like, your location where Yondu's at, or in adjacent locations from Yondu. That is really nice, honestly. If it was something like deal 3 damage to a single enemy in in Yondu's location or adjacent, dealing 3 damage to just one single enemy, especially in this game, you have to find a good villain to go up against for that. But you see, with having 3 damage split, you can deal the damage however you like. So we also have, lastly but not least, Yaka Arrow Whirlwind, which is starting from your location and going clockwise. Defeat 1 thug in each location. Only stop when there are no thugs in the next location. So here, well, let me explain it first. Basically, here you go around the entire board and deal 1 damage to a thug. Then when there's a location, and you go around and around the board. I mean, you can go 2-3 times around the entire board, defeating all these thugs. Until there's a location with no thug, then you stop the ability. That is very powerful. Very powerful. But honestly, how the game is, it's really tough to get there. I think I've done it once with Ultron. I really wanted to try out that ability just to see how it feels. It feels pretty dang good. I can't lie. But honestly, that ability is basically, hey, I guess if you're lucky, or just however the cards are being drawn, however the game is being played, well, it kind of has to be perfect. The stars have to align, like most people say. You have to have the draw has to be there. Everything has to be there. Everything has to be perfect to play that card. And we all know sometimes Marvel United, especially me, sometimes Marvel United doesn't go your way. So having that ability can be a waste. But if you find the perfect opportunity to use it, please use it. Just do it, okay? Make us all a favor. Anyway, let's go with Falcon next. Alrighty, next up we got Falcon here. By the way, if you haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier, please do. It is a great show. But anyway, let's see if Falcon here is good as he is in the TV show. Let's see here. Falcon, he has 8 moves. Oh my goodness, 8 moves. That is really good. He's got 3 hits. Okay. He's got 3 heroics. Ooh. And he's got 3 wilds. He also has 5 2-symbol cards. So just by looking at all this information, Falcon, definitely a mover. I forgot to tell Yondu, he's a hitter, 100%. But anyway, now we're in Falcon. So he's definitely a mover. He doesn't really hit much. He doesn't really do lots of heroics symbol-wise. Now let's see his abilities. Those really help Falcon out a lot. And you'll see what I mean. So he has 3 of these cards called Airstrike. And this is what it says. It says here. Oh, the card fell. Okay. It says here, move to another location and hit there. That is really nice. Move to another location and hit there. So that means, yeah, move to another location. Yeah, okay, yeah. So basically, Falcon here can move to any location he wants, and he can deal a damage there. That is really nice, honestly. That is really nice. I like this card. I have played with Falcon, a good 4 or 5 times. And now you might be thinking, oh, that's not that good. Well, honestly, if there's 85 hero characters, that's pretty dang good. I can't lie. I've played with all heroes. I've played with Falcon. He might be one of the top characters I've played with. So, yeah. Anyway, I played with Falcon about a good 5, 6 times there. And honestly, his power Airstrike, which again says move to any location and deal a damage there is amazing. Falcon can move around the board much faster, but also be efficient there. I have played with the Sinister Six expansion recently. I have waited to play. I've wanted to play it so bad, but I've decided to wait on it to play with a few friends and family members, and I finally did it, and it is amazing. I love Sinister Six, but that's another podcast for later. But Falcon, he just moved. He was probably one of the stars in that match because he could move everywhere. He could deal damage. He could do all these great stuff. And Falcon, especially with his powers, adds an additional or potential 3+ hits to his stats. Meaning that if you are successfully to move to any location and hit there, Falcon can do, instead of 3 hits, he can do 6 hits with those powers. So that is really good. Really boost up his stats with that ability. I really, really like Falcon. I do like Falcon also because of his 2 symbol cards as well. We see here he has lots of move and hits. He has a couple of move and hit cards and also move and heroic cards. Now, why is that better? Well, because you can give the next player decisions to, more decisions to do instead of double hits, which is very powerful. But again, it might not be that efficient, but Falcon can do move and hits, and he can give move and hits to the next player there. So he is really good. I like Falcon. I think again his ability is great. I don't know what you guys think. What do you think right now in your brain? I think, ladies and gentlemen, Falcon, his power is one of the best in the game. As again, one of the best, not the best, one of the best powers in the game. I just like it. Again, move around. He's so efficient, and his ability is just so good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, now let's go to Nova here. Nova, he has 2 moves, 3 hits, 6 heroics, and 6 wilds. Okay, before we continue though, I have to say something. Nova kind of reminds me of Shuri. Sure, not the team playing Shuri, but her stats. As you've seen, as you've heard in this channel, in this podcast, Shuri has 6 wilds and 6 heroics. So just to give that out, Nova also does the same, but he's not a team player. How do I know this? Well, because look at his power. He's got 3 of these. He says, "I am the help." This for supportive characters, for heroic characters, not supportive. That's a big difference. For heroic characters, I am the help power is one of the best in the game. For heroic characters, it says here 2 heroic symbols and an adjacent location. So you can do 2 heroic actions in an adjacent location. That is good for clearing out threats, for clearing out civilians, and whatever the case may be in Marvel United and soon to be X-Men United, which should be here very soon. I am the help is really good. And, I've added them all up. He does have 3 cards of them. So he has potentially 6 more heroic symbols. Potentially. So meaning having already his 6 heroic abilities plus 6 more heroic, or not abilities, 6 more heroic actions. That's a total of 12 actions heroically. That is really good. But again, his stats don't really add up. 2 moves is not good. 3 hits is definitely not good. But 6 heroics is really good. But again, he can substitute all those moves and hits with his 6 wilds. That is really good. And again, he's also kind of a ranged character in a way where he can, with his power, where he can do two heroic actions in an adjacent location. So he has some range there. He could do quite a few things. And, I don't think Nova's that bad, honestly, guys. I don't think he's that bad. Um, you've probably heard me in the blog over there in Board Game Geek. Um, that Nova is not that bad. He's a good heroic character, one of the tops, honestly, in my opinion. I know one of my family members, he really loves Nova because he's really heroic, but his ability, he said that it's one of the best heroics abilities in the game. So that's why I'm telling you this now. Um, and yeah, I just think Nova's really good. But again, of course, you might be wondering, wow, this is different, Ethan. You usually say if there's somebody with a lot of this and a lot of that, well, he ain't going to be that good. So true. So true. But he does have 6 wilds, which kind of gives him more opportunities to move, more opportunities to hit, and even more opportunities to do even more heroic actions. So imagine that. So again, in summary, ladies and gentlemen, we just went through Yondu, we went through Falcon, and we went through Nova. I also forgot to mention Nova also has 5 2 symbol cards, which is pretty good. But looking at his 2 symbol cards, it's not that good. Anyway, with that in mind, we went through Yondu, Falcon, and Nova, ladies and gentlemen, and we have learned lots. We've learned that Yondu is a hit character with 7 hits. His abilities are okay, but you kind of have to have everything perfectly, perfectly set up in order for him to succeed. Especially one of his most powerful abilities that does not contain a symbol card. Interesting. We also had Falcon here, 8 moves plus the 3 hits, but we've learned that with his ability, that's another 3 hits, so that's up to 6. That is really good. 5 2 symbol cards. And just now we've seen Nova. Sure, his hits and moves aren't that good, but the heroics, the wilds really helped him out, and his ability really made it up there. So if we were going to rank these these characters, I would probably say third is probably third is probably Yondu, second Nova, and first Falcon. I think if we were ranking them, that's what it'd be. Falcon is going to win today against a really good against really good characters. I personally thought we've had here today in the mini podcast. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. A few announcements. Of course, like I've said earlier, you might have noticed Board Game Geek. What is that? Well, it is a website where all gamers go to hear about upcoming news, to get answers from their questions, to listen to the hot podcasts, to listen to the videos, whatever it is board gamers go there for. They go there for the board games. Of course, not just Marvel United, not just X-Men United. Any board game possible that you can think of. Not Monopoly, please, not that game. I mean Catan, Rebellion, Frosthaven. So many other board games out there, and you can find it all in Board Game Geek. I do a blog. I do a blog of Marvel United, of course. I like to go there. I like to talk about my top heroic characters. Why is that? Why is this? Why is that? I like to explain it all on the blog there. So if you go click there, make your free account. It's so free. It's easily free. Um, it's so awesome. Go down to the blogs, refresh it every now and then. Every 2 days I'll post a blog. So just refresh the blog screen and you should see a Roster United official blog. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. I am your host, Ethan, and this was Roster United. Oh my god, I forgot to say one more thing. Also, today we are going to do Hero or Zero today. I'm super excited for episode 13. Anyway, with that in mind, this has been Roster United mini episode 13. Have a good day.